Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your AEW Dynamite review on Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. The go-home show tonight before AEW's Double or Nothing this Saturday. Tonight, outside of one match, I thought this Dynamite was a really good episode of Dynamite. This was a really good episode of Dynamite. It once again got you hyped for the pay-per-view on Saturday, just like they did with Full Gear and Revolution. They ended the night with a big brawl on the football stadium with the Inner Circle and the Elite, which was fantastic. We'll go over the Sammy, Kivar, and Matt Hardy match, which main evented. Jon Moxley took out one of the members of the Dark Order. He took out 10. We'll go over that match and also the women's match, the tag team match, which was the bad part of the show. I thought that match was very, very sloppy, and it led to Brooke Baker legitimately injuring her right knee, and I mean, she could be out for the pay-per-view on Saturday. We'll talk about that. She might be out of Double or Nothing on Saturday, but that's Dynamite tonight. We'll talk about it, but before we talk about AEW Dynamite tonight, you guys need to go check out my two videos I uploaded this week. We got the Monday Night Raw review. Bobby Lashley is next in line for Drew McIntyre and the WWE Championship, which is actually confirmed for Backlash. It will actually be Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And last night's Dark Side of the Ring review. Yes, I know I was very, very emotional during that review last night, and it was just emotional. That's all I really have to say. If there's just one word to describe that documentary last night, I would put it as emotional. So make sure you guys go check out my Dark Side of the Ring review for Owen Hart now on the Big Five Field channel. And without further ado, man, let's talk about Dynamite, the go-home show before Double or Nothing on Saturday. I don't know about you guys, man, but I'm freaking pumped. I am pumped for Saturday. I was talking to Eddie throughout the show tonight. We're both excited as hell for Saturday, man. I can't wait. They've 3 weeks. Give AEW 3 weeks of build, and they'll make Double or Nothing feel great. I can't wait. Boddy Lee opened up the show. Mr. Boddy Lee, folks. It's Mr. Boddy Lee. So he walked out with 10, another Dark Order member, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds. He handed the AEW World Championship over to John Silver. He said, "I would like to speak for a moment," and then you had Billy Gunn and Austin Gunn booing, other people booing in the crowd, and Austin Gunn was screaming, "10 sucks." I laughed because of that. But Boddy Lee cut a promo. It was a very good promo. He was just talking about Jon Moxley and the title match on Saturday. He needs to be the world champion. He's not a god. He's the man. And he assures us that the Dark Order has changed under him, and they are one, and Boddy Lee will walk out the AEW World Championship. On Saturday, he made 10 take a knee. I guess 10 took a knee the wrong way, so he said, "Do it correctly." So 10 adjusted himself, and he said, 10, I put all my faith in you. You're one of my higher-ups in the Dark Order. I need you to hurt Jon Moxley for me tonight. So he sends 10 to the ring. I actually thought this was going to main event the show. I'm kind of glad it didn't, and it opened the show, but let's talk about it. We got Jon Moxley versus 10. I did take notes for this match. This was a very short match. The match went, I would say, roughly 5 minutes. So Moxley gives 10 a jumping knee when the bell rings, then hits a suplex on 10. Mox then hits a vertical suplex. Mox then is stomping away. 10 is laying on the turnbuckle. Mox is stomping on 10. 10 hits a pump kick on Moxley, then throws him into the barricade. 10 hits a ripcord knee cutter, a ripcord cutter for a kick out. 10 then hits a spine buster on Moxley, and 10 was getting some moves in on the Moxley on the outside of the ring. Moxley then counters 10, randomly hits a paradigm shift, so 10 is just laying there. Moxley then picks up 10 and hits a brutal, and I mean brutal, gotch pile driver. That looked great. Moxley then defeats 10 with another paradigm shift. After the match, Moxley grabs two chairs. He grabs a microphone. He says he wants his belt back, but he's not going to run around the building looking for it, looking like a geek. And then you got Boddy Lee on the Titantron, who says, if you won your championship back, all you had to do was ask, and you took it the wrong route, Moxley. And I'm going to teach you a lesson Saturday night at Double or Nothing. He's got his Dark Order guys with him, and he says, tonight I will sacrifice. I am leaving. I might have to put up a sacrifice. So Boddy Lee and the Dark Order leave the arena with the AEW World Championship, and by that, when Boddy Lee says he's going to sacrifice, tonight Boddy Lee sacrificed 10. Moxley put a chair into in between 10's arm, and Moxley slams the steel chair on 10's arm, and it looked pretty brutal, to be honest. It looked brutal, and that was that. Match really didn't mean anything. I feel like 10 got in too much offense, if I'm going to be honest. Moxley should have beat him in 2 minutes. It was 5, but it's whatever. And they confirmed in a video package that the main event of Double or Nothing is going to be Mr. Boddy Lee versus Jon Moxley. I have no problem with that. You will not hear a complaint from me. I am totally on board with Boddy Lee and Jon Moxley main eventing Double or Nothing on Saturday. MJF versus Marco Stunt. This match, like the last match, was short. Said this match went around roughly 8 minutes. MJF beat Marco Stunt with the salt of the earth. MJF was mocking Marco Stunt the whole time, making fun of him. Marco got some offense, not a lot, but this was mostly for MJF to prove a point to Jungle Boy. And trying to catch my breath here, man. MJF says, give it up for Marco Stunt, who put on a good showing tonight. He actually lasted longer than he expected, and he's going to give Marco Stunt a prize. So this was pretty good from MJF. Wardlow is grabbing Marco Stunt. MJF puts the diamond ring on, and he says, Marco, you get to kiss my diamond ring tonight. So I was like, oh boy, this is going to be good. And then MJF just knocks out Marco Stunt. Out comes Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy goes right at MJF, looking at MJF, and Luchasaurus stares down Wardlow. Nothing much here, just MJF, just to get a win. He just did this just to get a win under MJF's belt before he faces Jungle Boy on Saturday, and the match should be really good. If you guys watch the Road to Double or Nothing this past Monday, MJF cut a fantastic promo on Jungle Boy. You guys have to go see that. It was great, and it totally got me hooked for the MJF Jungle Boy match. I'm actually really excited for that match. Those guys are going to kill it in a one-on-one singles match. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I think this was the best thing of the whole night, man. This was legendary. we had Arn Anderson, Jake Roberts in the ring at the same time, with Tony Schiavone in the ring as well. So you got three legends in the ring. Jake was talking first, and he said, "We never got to, this is surreal, standing in front of Arn Anderson, but Arn, it's just like Cody now," and all that stuff. And I really don't remember the words. I'm not going to talk about it word by word, but I mean, this was, you just know, this was fantastic, okay? That's all you have to know. This was fantastic. They were both actually getting out of their seats, and they were getting in each other's faces and staring down at one another. Referees had to come out to separate them. This was great. Jake Roberts has one of the best, even in 2020 and for his age. Jake Roberts is one of the best talkers on the microphone in 2020. It's 2020. And freaking Jake Roberts is one of the best talkers on the microphone. It says a lot about him. It says how much Jake Roberts is great on the microphone. This was, again, I cannot repeat it enough. If you did not see this segment, go watch this segment. It was that damn good. And Arn and Jake Roberts are going to play a key role in the Cody Lance Archer match. I'll talk about it tomorrow on the Double or Nothing preview and predictions. But they're going to play a key role in that match. What it's going to be, just find out tomorrow. I love this. Orange Cassidy versus Rey Fenix. Let's talk about it. This was actually the thing I was looking forward to the most. You had Orange Cassidy and Rey Fenix going one-on-one, and I thought these guys were going to kill it. And these guys put on a great match tonight. This was by far, not even close. This was the best match of the night. So Cassidy is making his entrance. Rey Fenix tries to go for the same spot he did last week, kicking Orange Cassidy in the head, and Orange Cassidy just moves out of the way. So the match starts. Cassidy keeps dodging Rey Fenix, making him look like a fool. Cassidy drops kicks Rey Fenix with his hands in his pockets. Fenix and Cassidy has some nice offense. Mat work, really good. Fenix then hits a double foot stomp on the back of Cassidy's head. Fenix then hits a enziguri into the... I might have messed up here. Fenix hit an enziguri. Okay? Fenix then has a weird lock-in on Cassidy's got his arms back behind Cassidy's back, and he locks it in on Cassidy. It looked very weird, and Cassidy looked all rolled up. Back from commercial, both are giving each other chops to the chest. Cassidy bounces off the ropes for a Falcon Punch. Cassidy hits a tope, then hits a crossbody into a beautiful twirling DDT for a kickout. That is probably Orange Cassidy's moveset. Now that we're used to it, we saw it against Pac. We saw it against Jimmy Havoc. Now we're seeing it here against Rey Fenix when he goes for the Falcon Punch into the tope on the outside. Throws him back in for the crossbody and then hits a twirling DDT. That seems to be the moveset for Orange Cassidy. And it's a beautiful moveset, I gotta admit. Fenix then, moments later, then hits a jumping Hurricanrana on the Cassidy. So Cassidy is actually standing on the second rope. Fenix is on the top rope. And Cassidy is standing with his hands in his pockets. He gives Fenix a headbutt. Fenix is standing on the outside. He jumps into the ring and hits a beautiful Hurricanrana on Orange Cassidy. That was beautiful from Rey Fenix. Fenix then goes for his finisher, his set-out powerbomb, and Cassidy rolls him up for a kickout. Then Kip Sabian comes out with a ladder to distract Cassidy. Fenix, the referee's looking at Kip Sabian. Fenix hits a low blow into his cutter, and Rey Fenix beats Orange Cassidy. After the match, Kip Sabian is making fun of Orange Cassidy. Then SCU, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky come out. They are looking at Kip Sabian, thinking of throwing him off the ladder or tilting the ladder for him to fall. They walk away and they come back and they tilt the ladder, and Kip Sabian sells his ass off for this spot. So then SCU is brawling with Kip Sabian. In comes Jimmy Havoc. So Jimmy Havoc, Kip Sabian, and SCU are all brawling. And then crap, what happened? Oh, Colt Cabana then hit a moonsault on the outside to SCU, Kip Sabian, and Jimmy Havoc. And then after this, I mean, holy shit. I held my breath for this, man. Rey Fenix stood on the top rope, did a dive, standing on the top rope to the guys on the outside, and nobody caught Rey Fenix, and Rey Fenix landed straight on his back, and he almost bounced up off the mat. That was very, very scary from Rey Fenix. I think JR said that he was able to walk out on his own power, so thank God, man. Rey Fenix, and he also came very close to hitting his head on the apron, too. And then Best Friends came out. They help Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy hits a swanton onto everybody. Orange Cassidy hits the barricade. His foot hits the barricade. And he stands in front of the ladder, all exhausted. Thumbs up. I love the brawl. The ladder match is going to be bonkers. It's going to be insane at Double or Nothing. We got guys like Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Rey Fenix, Kip Sabian, Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and then the mystery partner. It's so much fun. That match is going to be so fun. It's definitely kicking off the show, and I got a lot to say about that match tomorrow, man. I'm telling you right now. The match between Cassidy and Rey Fenix was great. So was the brawl. I am totally ready for the ladder match on Saturday. I was about to say Sunday. We then saw Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker and Nilo Rose. This match was not good whatsoever. This match was very, very sloppy. All of these women were out of place. Britt Baker seriously got hurt in this match. She was laying on the turnbuckle, and Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander picked up Nyla Rose, and Nyla Rose landed on Britt Baker's right knee. So I think after that, Britt Baker was out. Doctors read Britt Baker. She looked very concerned, which is not a good sight whatsoever. I really hope that Britt Baker is okay. And after this, the last 5 minutes, the offense between Hikaru Shida and Nyla Rose was just not good at all. Very sloppy, and Nyla Rose powerbombed Hikaru Shida, and Nyla Rose pinned Hikaru Shida. And then, after the match, she grabbed the table, set it across the turnbuckle, is going to powerbomb Hikaru Shida. Chris Statlander stops Nyla Rose, and Hikaru Shida suplexes Nyla Rose through a table. This was very, very sloppy. All of the women looked out of place in this match. I really hope Britt Baker's okay. I mean, that really did look brutal, and I don't like that Hikaru Shida took the pin in this match. Why would you pin your number one contender 3 days before the pay-per-view? It makes it look weak, but then she put Nyla Rose to a table, so I mean, I guess it's whatever. After she got pinned, it was like, okay, that's it. I feel Hikaru Shida is definitely going to win. And then she ends up putting Nyla Rose through a table. And it's like, ooh, Now it's kind of tough to predict who's going to win. So that was that. That was the. I feel like that was the only bad thing that happened throughout the night. That match was very sloppy. And once again, I hope Britt Baker's okay, man. I hope. I mean, I don't want to wish injury upon someone, but I hope Britt Baker makes it for Double or Nothing and her match against Chris Statlander. We then get the first ever Shawn Spears news, and he talks about Dustin Rhodes retiring. It was fake. It was kayfabe news. It was fake, but he then talked about Dustin going through a difficult time and Cody growing up with Lance Archer and Cody being a bad brother. And then he said, it's a tragedy that Shawn Spears is not on the Double or Nothing match card. He's like, what do I have to do to get to the top? I'm almost at the top 5 in the rankings. And then he said, I'm going to challenge Dustin Rhodes to a match at Double or Nothing. And then the match got made official. At Double or Nothing, we're seeing Shawn Spears versus Dustin Rhodes. That was a segment just to set up the match between the guys. I don't feel like this match is necessary for Double or Nothing in my case. I would have been better off if they did this on Dynamite next week. That's just my opinion, but I mean, after what we saw with Britt Baker tonight, if she can't go, that's why they did this match. That could be the reason why they did this match at Double or Nothing, because they're probably thinking Britt Baker's not going to make it for Double or Nothing. So they got to replace her and Chris Statlander with Shawn Spears and Dustin Rhodes. That's my thinking. That's what I think. Finally, before we get out of here, main event, Sammy Guevara versus Broken Matt Hardy. So here we go. I took notes for this one. We'll break it down. Guevara is messing around with Hardy in the beginning. Hardy Irish whips Guevara into the turnbuckle and throws Guevara into the steel steps on the outside. Excuse me. Hardy then throws Guevara into the barricade. Hardy is yelling to Guevara, "This is for Vanguard. You're going to pay for what you did to Vanguard last week." Guevara then beautifully counters Twist of Fate. This was beautiful, man. Sammy Guevara is made a star. Sammy Guevara is awesome, man. He really is. Guevara kicks Hardy in the back of the head. Hardy then counters Guevara's cutter. Guevara goes over the top rope to Matt Hardy on the floor. Very nice. He was like running and then turned around for a flip. Back from break, Hardy drops Guevara on the turnbuckle and then clotheslines him. Later on, Guevara has Hardy on his shoulders and counters. Guevara then hits a jumping knee strike. He hits two more, and Matt Hardy kicked out. Guevara then misses a shooting star. Hardy hits the Twist of Fate, and Guevara, just like last week, sold the shit out of the Twist of Fate. My God, man, this guy, Sammy Guevara, sells like a maniac. He sells like a maniac. He really does. So then Guevara shockingly kicked out the Twist of Fate. I thought it was done after that, but Guevara kicked out. Hardy then bites the foot of Guevara. Sammy then hits a springboard cutter off the top rope with one foot. Hardy then hits another brutal Twist of Fate, and Guevara just sells the shit out of this, man. He hits a brutal Twist of Fate on Guevara for the win. Matt Hardy wins. And then Matt Hardy then goes for a steel chair in the ring, and Chris Jericho and the rest of the Inner Circle show up on the Titantron. They're at the football stadium. Kenny Omega is laying on the goalpost, the side part of the goalpost. Chris Jericho's got his baseball bat. Jake Hager throws a bucket of water at Kenny Omega, and Jericho hits Kenny Omega with the baseball bat. Hardy then comes out and he starts to attack the Inner Circle. Out of nowhere, the Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, jump off the, I don't know what you call it, off the wall, I guess, whatever. So just know both the Bucks jumped onto Santana and Ortiz. So the rest of the Inner Circle and the Elite started brawling. And then the best part about this entire thing, the best part about this was Hangman Page made a 100-meter dash from one goalpost to the other, and he clotheslined the shit out of Jake Hager. I mean, he was there, and he was just like, woo! So Hangman Page came out of literally nowhere and smacked the shit out of Jake Hager. That was great. That spot was great, man. And then the Inner Circle went running after that. The Elite stand together, the Inner Circle stand together, and Hangman Page walks away. This brawl was fantastic to end Dynamite. The Stadium Stampede is going to be chaotic. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be entertaining as hell. I cannot wait for it, man. I cannot wait for the Stadium Stampede match. I can't wait for Double or Nothing, man. This was a really good episode of AEW Dynamite tonight. Outside of the women's tag team match, this was a really good show tonight, and I'm hyped. I'm excited for Double or Nothing on Saturday. So is Eddie. And Eddie will be here for the Double or Nothing review on Saturday night as well. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching this Dynamite review. If you haven't already, subscribe right here on the Big Fight Field channel as we have the AEW Dynamite preview predictions tomorrow here on the channel. You're not going to want to miss that. I may or may not be doing a SmackDown review on Friday night and Double or Nothing review on Saturday. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm not going to be here by myself. I'm going to have Eddie Mullins here with me talking about Double or Nothing. So that's that. Comment down below what you thought of AEW Dynamite tonight. If you thought tonight's Dynamite show was really good, hit that like button. Follow me on Twitter at Conlin_Joseph. Follow me on Instagram at Conlin_Joseph. And go follow Eddie at Eddie Mullins 515. Guys, I'm getting out of here. I will be back here tomorrow for your Double or Nothing preview and predictions. We got a lot to go over. Have a good night. Stay safe.